Hey guys, it's Tahita, and I am back with another Belizean tag. This one today is about, it's like a flashback tag. I'm going to call it the Belizean Flashback to Primary School tag. Um, what I'm doing is just going over some of my memories that I had growing up in Belize or, in my primary school specifically. So I'd just like everybody to know, those of you who are not from Belize, in Belize, majority of the schools, or actually all of the schools, when I was growing up, was tied to a religious uh, entity, or not a religious entity, but a church establishment. That's the word I'm looking for. It was tied to a religious establishment. I went to All Saints School. My church was All Saints Church. So, there was a school around us. It was Trinity Methodist School, Trinity Methodist Church. St. Joseph, St. Joseph Church. So, all the schools were tied to a church. For some reason, because St. Joseph was right around the corner from us, we always had beef. I don't know why All Saints had beef with St. Joseph. I'll never understand it. Um, just as every school had a church that they were tied to, every school had to wear a uniform. My uniform was ugly. It was so ugly. It's still ugly because it's the same thing. It was this dark forest green dress that we had with this plaid checkered green and white shirt underneath, and I will try to throw a picture in there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It was ugly. The colors were ugly, or the combination of the checkers to me was, I don't know, it was ugly. Anyways, moving along, because we were tied to this church. Obviously, we're a religious school. We prayed multiple times throughout the day. We prayed at the beginning of school, before we left for lunch, because we would leave for lunch. We'd get like an hour lunch. We'd get to go home, or you had your food delivered, whatever the case may be. Before you left, or before you braked, you would pray. When you got back, you would pray. And then before leaving to go home, we would pray. And I think a lot of you All Saints people should remember that now the day is over, night is drawing, birds and bees and flowers. It was like we were forced to sing that song, and we literally could not wait to say amen and leave. Like, it was just, I don't know why they insisted that we sing that song, but anyways, we had to. Another thing I remember is we used to always bid the time of day. We come to school in the morning. After we say our prayers, we say good morning, teachers and classmates, and we curtsy. Yeah. So it's like, and then a teacher comes in. A teacher comes into our classroom. We get up out of our seats. We say good morning to the teacher, or we bid them the time of day. That to me is where I learned my basic manners, my basic respect. I walk into an elevator now and there's people in there. I say good morning. I don't know who they are, but I was raised a certain way, and I was raised to bid the time of day. So I take that from my primary school days. Um, what else? I remember we didn't have a bell like normal schools here in the US, or in high school they had one bell that just sounded throughout the whole compound. No, we had a person from Standard 4 who used to go and physically ring a bell. And for some reason, I used to love that. Like, I don't know how many of you guys, even the people who didn't go to All Saints, if you guys had to do the same at your school, but we used to have to ring that bell, and everybody used to, I don't know, we love that. We love ring the bell. I don't know, we're kids. We take joy in small things. Uh, but our break time snacks were the best. Like, I would kill for a shilling biscuit, shilling chips, some juju, some Smarties. The man would come around pan the lead bike with the mango, the plum, golden plum, plantain chips, so tambran. Oh my gosh, I don't taste tambran in forever. But that's the stuff I love. Like, nowadays, kids are stuck on Doritos and Snickers and Cheetos and all that Americanized junk food, Coke, Sprite. Give me a Polar Pack Ideal. Those were the best one. Half frozen Polar Pack Ideal. Oh my God. Keep everything else. But though these are things. Why is it that I always get stuck on food for my tags? I don't know. I'm a fat girl at heart. Really, I am. Anyways, moving along. We used to play games during our break too, or after school when we were waiting on people to pick us up. We had catch, you had marble, Lan, hopscotch. Elastic sticks out the most to me because that was one of the most fun games. And for those who don't know what elastic is, it really is a piece of elastic. It's just picture a giant rubber band, and girls would stand in the rubber band, two girls, one at one end, one at the other, and they would stretch the rubber band. The contestant or the player would jump in, left foot out, right foot in, then jump again with a left foot in, right foot out, jump on the bands, jump out of the bands with both feet out, and then swipe to the side and jump out. And the level, you determine who wins by who goes to the highest level without touching the band or making the band shake unless it's needed for whatever. And you'd move the ankle, or you'd move the bands from ankle to knee to, or ankle to calf to knee to thigh to hip. Like it would be all the way up to some people's ribs, and they'd still be jumping in and out of that band. It was fun. Who created that? I don't know, but shout outs to you because that was very creative and it kept us very entertained as kids. What else? Oh, I don't know if this happened to all schools at their bazaars, but who used to get married back at church? Like I never get married back at church, but I'm just saying, as kids, you'd have your little crush, and then on bazaar night or whatever night or whatever free time you had, you'd run out and get married back at church. It was, I don't know, it's funny. It's cute now thinking of it as kids, but we thought we were on something. Like that's crazy. And speaking of bazaar, who remember Dancehall? You pay $8 for going to Dancehall. And for those of you who don't know, Dancehall had a big ass classroom in the school. When they clear out, they put the desk and stuff in another classroom where they push it all to the back, and you just turn it into a big dance floor. And usually hot, it stink, I sweaty, but you enjoy it because it's like that's party time. You get to go off in there. It's our mini club. So we're 9, 10, 11 thinking we're the shit because we're in Dancehall and we to go off. But it was fun. It was really fun. As far as going back to school, we were required to cover and like to wrap our books. And hopefully I'll get a picture of that. But we were required to cover our books. Now, this was if in brown paper, you'd have to cover it in brown paper if you could afford it. If not, you get newspaper. But we had to cover our books unless it was a hardcover. And this went for your exercise books. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look up a picture and post a picture of exercise books. I'm pretty sure Americans probably don't even know what I'm talking about when I say exercise book. Or your actual textbooks. We had to cover them unless they were hardcover. And also we had to head up. Oh my gosh, you cannot not head up when you have your work. And I'll throw a picture of that in there too. But yeah, like that's weird that we had to I still don't get, I mean, to keep it looking neat, we were very cleanly, mannerly, and respectful, because that's the only way I could really see covering your books being required. They wanted us to stay clean and neat. Also, handwriting was a big thing. In Belize, I don't know if they still do it now, but used to get lashings in Belize for doing something inappropriate, for bad deeds. For whatever that the teacher thought was not appropriate or bad, you would get a lashing. The one time I got a lashing was because of my handwriting. Yes, my standard 4 teacher, you heifer, whopped me upon my arm because my handwriting was bad. That was the first and only time that I ever got like a lashing, and that it hurt my feelings. And I told my dad. My dad kind of like got at her. But yeah. Other than that, I remember my sports days. We had red host, yellow host, orange, blue, and green, I think. And I was red. Whoop, whoop. Knowles House all the way. Shout out to all my All Saints friends and family who were in the Knowles House. Best team. And we used to do all kinds of sports on Sports Day, obviously, hence the name. But my favorite was tug of war. For some reason, I like pulling people over to the other side and watching them fall. I take joy and pride in that. Plus, I didn't like playing other sports either. Maybe instead of lime and spoon, was that lime and spoon? I think I could pass for that. Or sack race. There was so many things that we used to do that I don't know if they still do, and I'm very curious to know. I'm not going to try to ramble on. There's so many other memories that I could probably think of. And if you guys have your own memories from primary school that you'd like to share, please make a video or comment below and let me know about your experience in primary school or which school you've gone. Because of course I'm shouting out all my Altians people. But nonetheless, like, hit me up, let me know what you think. Again, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to share and let me know. All right, so see you guys next video. Bye.